Good day traders, welcome back to the Forex Board Trading Academy. Today presenting you analysis for the pound versus Canadian dollar. And before we get started, as usual, reminding you that all the information in this video is for educational purpose only and should not be considered as a financial advice. Let's have a look at the price action and what we might have in terms of the price potential. First off is the break and close above both moving averages, which is 200 simple and 200 exponential. There was a clear break and close above. No funny business, very straightforward breakout. What we had afterwards is basically corrective move to the downside where price has cleanly rejected the bottom of the ascending channel. So this support did hold, it was rejected. Then the following move was to the upside and yet again above the both moving averages. What we see in the most recent price action is the rejection of both moving averages, which acting as the support. So here, the blue one is the simple 200 period moving average. If I zoom it, you can see there was a spike produced, then yet another spike, and then spike. So overall, there was no clear break and close below this low. Then we had a spike produced here and failure to close below the spike. All in all, both of these moving average, in my point of view, are holding. So bulls are defending this level. If we look at the FIBs, I have applied FIBs to this corrective move to the downside. What we see is 38.2% retracement at 171.33. It has been rejected twice and today was a clean rejection. This could have been the very starting point of the upside move, and from what I see, this should be the case. Obviously, as long as the daily closing price will remain above this support area, which previously, as you can see, has been acting as the resistance, was the supply zone. Now it became the demand zone, and right now it's already starting to move up quite nicely, and I think this tendency will continue throughout this week. In regards to the upside resistance, we see two FIBs here to see the potential resistance. First off is the FIBs applied to the correction before the previous move to the downside, and another FIBs was applied to the current correction where there was a rejection of 38.2 FIBs. So two FIBs. We see that there is 38.2% retracement and 261% retracement at 1.7425. And this is where I would expect price to go this week. I don't think this will be a long consolidation. We already went through a consolidation period and it's time to go. Tomorrow, I think even today, there might be a big move to the upside, but throughout this week, I would expect this resistance to be tested. The latest, probably the early next week, Monday or Tuesday, but I think it will be pretty fast move. From the current level, we have a potential of 210 pips to the upside on the pound Canadian dollar. And these are the analysis for today for the pound versus Canadian. Time to move back to other analysis. Euro Canadian dollar. We are starting to move as expected. This support area rejected. I will extend it just further. So we reject this support and going up. All in all, the scenario seems to be becoming the reality, and obviously we will see. I do expect the moves to be tomorrow or even today, but just to summarize, it should be this week. Euro versus dollar, we still have upside potential. Now we need to see this support, which was previously the resistance. I do expect price to consolidate for the time being. It's very possible, but there is also a risk of the downside move. It's better to make it a risk-free opportunity for buyers because there could be this move to the downside. Now I want to show you why. Is because of the Euro Japanese yen. You can see that the upside resistance has been tested. So congrats who had the same view on the Euro Japanese yen. The resistance tested and rejected along with the moving average. And this is this might suggest the Euro weakness, who knows, or a consolidation. But at the same time, it could be the Japanese yen strength. It's not clear at the moment. If it's Japanese yen strength, yeah, we might see the downside move here, the resistance tested. So I will not be getting back to this analysis anymore because market did exactly what I did expect. Back to the euro US dollar. So here we might see this move to the downside, and I think the most important thing will be that price will hold this support. If not, it could consolidate, but I will follow it and let's see how it goes. Euro versus Australian dollar starting to rise. So yeah, waiting for the move to the upside. It looks very, very bullish to me, especially this breakout and this rejection. Seems very logical for the price to move up and produce the new higher high. So analysis remain valid. US oil retesting the resistance. So here I think this could have been the bottom. On other charts, it tested exactly the level I was expecting, but there still is the potential downside potential, because if you remember long term, this was the key resistance and price could be retesting this level before going down. So this is also something possible, although we might be seeing a downtrend from this point onwards. But all in all, as long as this resistance holds, and this one as well, it will remain a downtrend. But now we can see it's a range trading phase, and here, considering that it could be the top, the potential to the downside remains valid, especially if it reaches this resistance. Even better price for sellers. But I will stop on the US oil. I will close the chart and will not get back to it. It worked out pretty well, almost tested the support area here. I did expect move to go further down, but I see the price return to the resistance, and it could take some time for the oil to move down. And if it breaks to the upside here, I think it might retest 43.75 resistance. Canadian Swiss franc, slowly but steadily it's starting to move down, and it looks very, very bearish. So still, I do expect the move to the downside to start this week. I think it's already started, along with the Euro Canadian also started. And this means that the Canadian dollar is very weak, and it should be the case across the board, especially now we have pound Canadian dollar as well, which also complements the weakness of the Canadian dollar. Now let's move to the Bitcoin. Now here it's a range trading, guys. So for now I will not get back to the Bitcoin unless we have some rejection or the breakout, something interesting happening, because as for now, I think because of this rejection that I had on other charts, the risk remains to the downside. I do think there is still a risk, but if the support holds, the probability will remain in favor of an uptrend. But I think it's not worth watching such price action where Bitcoin basically consolidating, range trading. There are no massive moves, nothing happening. So we'll stop right there. And if you remember, the analysis were made when price was at this stage at $10,365. Stellar Lumens, well, I'm not sure, but it's also consolidating. There is this potential, but I will also stop because less interesting because of this daily break and close below my support. And for this reason, I think it's just not worth the risk at this stage. No trend as well. Many cryptocurrencies basically flat, and this is not the time to trade or have some sort of good analysis on them. So we'll stop for now on these ones and the Bitcoin, and let's move on to the gold. Okay, gold, we still have this growth slowly but steadily. So now still, guys, there is a potential for the decline to kick out stop losses, and this is something which is possible. But all in all, the trend is bullish. While I do expect the correction, it should be quite tough, and maybe will take place tomorrow starting from today. And this could be the price that will provide buyers a good opportunity for buying. But yeah, the downside correction is possible, although it's bullish, and it might continue to move as follows. We'll follow on the gold. We'll see how it goes. Australian New Zealand dollar starting to move down. You can see if I move to the forward chart, there was already a move today. Quite nice, 2 bearish candles after rejecting this resistance area, but it could also consolidate. It could take weeks because it's a daily time frame analysis, and it would be reasonable actually for the Australia and New Zealand to consolidate for some time before it goes down. And finally, the Euro Swiss franc, basically the price at the same spot as when we posted these analysis. And yeah, still valid, still expect an uptrend. It's a daily time frame, also could take quite a lot of time, and just waiting and seeing what happens, because the range trading should be over now. There could be some spikes, some interesting price action, I guess, but it does look bullish, still very bullish. And that's it, guys, for now. Hope you enjoyed the pound versus Canadian dollar analysis. If you did, obviously smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, just to support us. And also don't forget to check our premium trade signals, and the link for them is down in the description of this video. Thank you everyone for watching. I will see you tomorrow with a new analysis. Take care, and I wish you profits.